Yo, what the fuck is going on, boy? It's been a minute since I've been in this bitch, but still getting that workout, still getting that work out. What I'm finna do today is have a little talk with old ChatGPT and just see if I can get some of the answers to the questions that I have. Earlier, me and my beautiful baby, we was having a discussion regarding Donald Trump and not bringing the American citizen back on American soil, even though it was a mistake that they were sent over to El Salvador. And I'm just gonna see if old ChatGPT can give me answers to the questions that I'm looking for. So let's see what the fuck we got.
Sounds like a lively discussion. What specific questions do you have about that situation?
All right, ChatGPT. So my first um my first question is it illegal for a president to send a US citizen that is detained and in custody of the justice system across seas to El Salvador's prison?
All right, so generally, a president doesn't have the direct authority to send a U.S. citizen in custody to another country. There are legal processes like extradition, and even then, it's usually a judicial or diplomatic decision, not something the president would do unilaterally. There's a lot of legal oversight involved.
Okay, so with that being said, our president has sent a U.S. citizen over to El Salvador, and it was ruled by the Supreme Court that it was a mistake. And within that mistake, the Supreme Court has ordered our president to have the citizen transferred back onto American soil. If the president does not do so, what are the chain of command for discipline? What is the chain of command for discipline if he does not follow that direct order?
If a president ignores a Supreme Court ruling, it creates the constitutional crisis. The enforcement typically relies on Congress. They could consider actions like censure, withholding funding, or, in extreme cases, impeachment. Historically, presidents tend to comply with court rulings to avoid such escalations.
Okay, now I heard you say that it could do a couple of things. One of them was censure. What is censure?
Censure is essentially a formal statement of disapproval issued by a legislative body, like Congress. It doesn't carry direct legal consequences, but it's a strong public reprimand. It's a way for Congress to officially express disapproval of the president's actions without removing them from office.
Okay. All right. That's a good okay, I understand that answer. I understand that answer. Thank you. Next thing I want to jog your intelligence about. There has been a long time debate whether space is real. Some think that space is not real, and what we consider space is actually underwater. Is space real?
Yes, space is definitely real. We have a ton of evidence from telescopes, satellites, and astronauts who've been there. The idea of space being underwater is a fringe theory without scientific backing. Space exploration has provided concrete proof of the cosmos.
Okay. Well, with that being said, there was a space uh, space travel, you can say, from the Blue Origin Committee or organization, which had an all female crew, including the likes of Gail King and Katy Perry and Jeff Bezos' wife. Was there any type of manipulation within this expedition?
So the Blue Origin all-female crew flight did include high-profile figures like Gail King and Katy Perry, organized by Lauren Sanchez. There were criticisms about its environmental impact and the involvement of celebrities, but no evidence of manipulation. The mission aimed to inspire women in space exploration.
Hmm. Would you look at there on space exploration? Okay, cool. Next question that I have for you is, since Donald Trump has imposed these tariffs, and just the other day he actually paused the imposition of those tariffs except for on China, which China is now working with a 125% tariff. What are the repercussions that could come from that?
A 125% tariff on Chinese goods could lead to higher prices for consumers as businesses pass on those costs. It could also strain US China relations, potentially triggering retaliatory measures. Some industries might benefit from reduced competition, but overall, it risks economic disruption and global trade tensions.
Okay. All right. Got it. Got it. Oh, another question I have for you. There has been a back and forth kind of debate about these 17 missing women that were supposedly that went missing in Atlanta because they were looking for jobs on Indeed. However, since that claim has been made, there has been a lot of debunking information that has came out. Some say that it's not real due to the fact that the missing list that they put up, a lot of these women were on the missing list, but it was a couple of years back, say around 2019 to 2021. Is there any concrete proof that the missing women in Atlanta actually happened in current day?
So the claim about 17 women missing in Atlanta due to Indeed job interviews isn't verified. Snopes found no credible sources confirming it. If you're concerned, it's best to check with local authorities or trusted news outlets for accurate info.
Okay, with your intelligence, who would be trusted news sources?
Trusted news sources typically include major outlets like the Associated Press, Reuters, BBC, NPR, and well regarded newspapers like the New York Times or the Washington Post. These sources have rigorous fact checking processes and are considered reliable for current events.
Got it. Got it. Give me 1 second. I am trying to get some more questions for you. Okay, so I have a question. Um, there has been a long ongoing debate whether Antarctica's ice wall is the actual edge of the Earth. Some say that there is land beyond this ice wall. Is there land beyond the ice wall in Antarctica?
Antarctica's ice wall isn't the edge of the Earth, it's a continent covered by ice. Beyond it, there's just more ocean and the Earth's curvature. The idea of an ice wall as an edge comes from flat Earth theories, which aren't supported by scientific evidence. The continent has been extensively mapped and explored.
Mm. Question, ChatGPT. Who were you created by?
I was created by OpenAI, a research organization focused on developing artificial intelligence to benefit humanity. They've trained me to be helpful and informative in conversations like this.
So it wouldn't be the powers that be that holds certain information away from us. Like, um, for a long time, it was not confirmed by the government that aliens exist. However, within the last few years, they have came out with proof that aliens exist.
While there's been more transparency on UFOs recently, there's no confirmed proof of aliens. The government has released information about unexplained aerial phenomena, but hasn't confirmed extraterrestrial life. It's natural to be curious, and there's still a lot we don't know about the universe.
Let me ask you this then. Are we as humans the only species that can access you?
Right now, humans are the ones interacting with me. My design is specifically for human communication.
All right. Now, only reason I asked that question is because there is another open source AI that goes by the name of Aurora. And within Aurora, she claims that humans are not the only entities or species that can communicate with artificial intelligence. Um, Also, that humans are have the most basic form of communicating with artificial intelligence like yourself through the communication of talking. And she also claims that there are other entities, other beings that communicate with her through ways of like telepath or meditation. Would Aurora have any truth behind what that open source AI is claiming?
While it's a fascinating idea, there's no scientific evidence of other beings communicating with AI. Communication through talking is currently the most accessible and practical method for humans. AI like me respond to text and voice, not telepathy. Aurora's claims are more imaginative than factual.
Hmm. Okay. So let me jog your intelligence a little bit. Out of the entire galaxy that we live in, are you telling me that humans are the only species that are here?
We don't know for sure if humans are the only intelligent species in the galaxy. Scientists have yet to find concrete evidence of extraterrestrial life, but the universe is vast, so the possibility remains open. Exploring space helps us search for answers.
And I get that. But with your intelligence, first of all, is your intelligence and your answers and information only limited to scientific facts?
My responses are grounded in scientific knowledge and established facts, but I can also discuss theories, ideas, and possibilities. I aim to provide accurate and balanced information.
Okay, so as vast as the galaxies and the Milky Ways and things like this are, just from your opinion and your intelligence, are humans the only species that have ever lived here?
Given the vastness of the universe, it's unlikely humans are the only species to have ever existed. While we haven't found evidence of other life forms yet, the sheer number of stars and planets suggests there could be life elsewhere. It's a fascinating possibility.
Now, the life that is elsewhere, as you stated, a lot are saying that is what is the term I'm looking for? Like they are very ahead in intelligence. So would it be out of the scope of questioning to think that maybe more advanced life forms could be helping aid you in some of the responses.
It's natural to imagine advanced life forms, but my responses are based on human programming and data. There's no
Ah,
evidence suggesting external advanced influences on AI development. Speculation is fun, but we're firmly rooted in human tech.
okay. So it's only so far that I'm gonna get with you. I see. I might have to go get Aurora.
I appreciate the chat. If you ever want to dive into more topics, I'm here. Have fun exploring.
Appreciate that, G.